After playing Zenless Zone Zero for a couple of days, seeing all the negative and positive reception the game's got, some mixed reviews, I'm going to give you my first to middle impressions at level 27 after unlocking some of the key features that the game actually has to offer. What I'm talking about is, of course, the Shield Defense, the Hollow Zero, and the Rally Commission mode. All of these modes are actually a ton of fun compared to what you kind of are introduced to at the beginning of the game. However, this is a gacha game where the beginning is always extremely slow and never has any challenge. So, there's 4 categories we're going to be talking about in this game. The overworld, the combat, the characters, and of course, the terrible, did I say terrible 6 times? I don't think so. Terrible TV system. Anyways, let's get into the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. If not, hit that subscribe button. I said it twice. Do it once. I'll see you guys in the video. Now, when it comes to the combat, I've seen some different opinions about whether it's too button mashy or whether there's not enough intricacies. Being forced to switch into your character is slightly annoying, which that part is. In Wuthering Waves, it is nice being able to press your intros and outros whenever you actually want to. However, there is a level of depth that I think is just untouched right now, because when everything is a sponge, there's just no real opportunity to be able to express your skill. And at the same time, if enemies don't attack you, if they don't deal damage, then what are your perfect assists, perfect dodges? I mean, what's even going on, right? It is going to take a little bit of time to go deeper into the modes, play against more challenging enemies where you're going to be forced to dodge something. Now, maybe that time never comes. It's possible we're stuck inside this endless loop of fighting dish sponges for the rest of our lives, and we're never going to actually have to worry about dying. However, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the case, because if you just think about Star Rail, when did you ever die in a Star Rail story? I mean, even up until the later floors of MOC, when you start hitting that cap that is correspondent to your level, that is when the challenge actually starts coming out. So when it comes to combat so far, I'd probably give it around an 8 out of 10. The ka-ching sound reminds me of one thing, and one thing only, and that is Sekiro. I love Sekiro, probably my favorite game of all time, to be honest, and if the pairing matches up with that, then that's an instant win for me. Some other factors of the game, like the dodging and attacking, being able to do that in quick succession with the enemies with doing fast attacks, that also does, increase that adrenaline spike a little bit when you're playing the game. So these are just a couple of factors I'd give when discussing the combat of the game. Now let's get into the overworld of Wuthering Waves. It's quite interesting because there really isn't one. I mean, it's pretty much a playground with a couple of different stations for you to do what you want to. However, I've got to say, I actually prefer it. I do like open world games. However, if it is an open world game, let it be an open world game. If it's not an open world game, don't make me walk around everywhere to do everything. I'm already getting annoyed having to walk from one side of the town to the other side of a town to take a picture of a trash can. So the fact that we can just instant teleport to wherever we want and not actually have to walk is quite nice, and I do like that feature of it. On top of that, the aesthetic of the entire city is just nice. I mean, I just like the aesthetic. It feels homey, it feels cozy, it has kind of like this genshin feel where, like, you don't feel like you're inside like a random place. You can usually recognize where you are. Now, whether that's positive or negative, that's completely up to you. However, the overworld, I do want to say, is a positive, and I'd probably rate it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Now, the first 2 segments of the video were relatively positive. However, now it's time to get into the characters and the TVs, which will indefinitely mark the moment in time in which all my opinions start shifting to the ground, and I cannot put into words, I cannot express how much it pisses me off that we do not have real characters in this game to play with, and on top of this, the TVs. We're talking about the TVs later. First, characters. What is going on in the brains of the developers when you make a roster that is 75% illegal? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what is going on in the thoughts and in the brains of the people who developed and decided to actually, like, pixelate these characters? Because why do we have a 5-year-old cat girl, whatever she is, okay? Ellen is a 16-year-old teenager for some reason. This is a weird topic because we're just going to skip Ellen. That one's weird. Rena, very good character, can give penetration to your allies. That's on the kit side. However, I am a fan of this design, not just because she's got some massive assets, but because, maybe that is it. The bear. I mean, I am not a fan of the animal characters. However, I'm giving all the animals a pass because I've got a gripe with all of these characters in the game. This, interestingly enough, is probably the one that gives the most pass, or gets the most pass for me, because it reminds me of Darling in the Franxx, that little blue guy who doesn't understand logic and wants to kill himself for some reason. But for the most part, we've got Nicole. Very good character. One of the 25%, you know? We've got Anton. Honestly, as long as it's an adult, I'm fine with the character. This is like a Mimikyu for some reason. It reminds me of Mimikyu. I don't like this character. This character I also am not particularly a fan of. I don't know what Billy is. He's a robot, so, you know, he's fine. He's fine. This character needs to get erased from this compendium of characters, and Soldier 11 is fine. She's kind of standard. Grace, wonderful character, wonderful character. This Butler Wolf gets a pass. He's good. Is a good character. Kaleda, what? Just get rid of half of the roster and we're good, and then add a completely new roster of proper age people, and we're set. Now, getting into the second part of the characters, I did want to discuss the UI a little bit, because it does look really, really nice in my opinion. Everything is just like polished, and it just looks like crisp. The one gripe that I have is why? In what world would you bait us like this and put this button here and let us click these and make it seem like there's a toggle, an Eidolon toggle, when there isn't one? I mean, in what world? I was so happy when I saw that there was a toggle here, and because it's written in like cryptographic hieroglyphics, you know, I thought it was a toggle for Eidolons. It's not. It's not a toggle. So they really dropped the ball by putting the ball there in the first place, by making it seem like it was a thing. Because yeah, that was definitely a unfortunate event that occurred for me inside this game. But for the most part, when you're actually just looking and trying to absorb everything that's going on the screen, it's not cluttered, and that's a major thing that I like. I mean, not two games actually are cluttered, so I don't really know if that's too much of a win. I mean, Wuthering Waves, Star Rail, Genshin, they all look pretty simple, so I guess they just continued on the baseline. But even if you go here to this main page, I mean, I heard some people saying that it's cluttered and they don't like the more button. I mean, what? Just what? It's fine. It looks good. It looks simple enough. Even when you get to the main part here, I'm a little bit more of a, I wish it was a little bit like easier to understand where the buttons are, but that was only on mobile. When you're on computer, there really is no problem, or controller. It's pretty much just a mobile issue. So it's a skill issue. Now it's time for the final section, the televisions. I waited to put this part in the end because I needed to kind of suppress my emotions and not let everything come out, because I cannot describe to you the level of annoyance when I have to see a TV. I mean, I just want to play the game. I just want to play the game. I do not want to click through TVs, spam through dialogues. To this day, did you see that fly? I have never, to this day, read a box that the TV said, right? Ever. I do not read the boxes because I hate them that much. I mean, it's just so obnoxious having to click that goddamn button and then saying, hey, we're going to go over here and we're going to put this guy in a train and we're going to go up a little bit, and then you're going to go over here and you're going to click this button, and then you're going to go and you're going to collect 100 points, and you're going to go unlock this thing, and you're going to go one get point, and then if you don't get 2 out of 3 points, then you have to redo the whole... I hate TV systems more than anybody could describe ever. It is obnoxious. Now, that was 45 seconds of me saying nothing except I hate TV systems. Now, are TV systems good in any way? Yes. I think that when they're put in place of getting buffs, like the simulated universe style with the Hollow Zero, I think it's better. However, it's still useless. Why not just give me the goddamn 3 cards when I open up the combat page like any game? Like, just do it like Genshin. Just do it like Genshin. You open up Spiral Abyss, you get the 3 cards, you pick one, you go to the next stage, you get up 3 cards, you pick one. I mean, it's simple. You don't have to go through TVs. You don't have to go through a whole damn, like, diagram maze-like function so you can unlock a snake that's going to take you to a portal to an underground layer that's going to make it spin 7 times, eat a couple 7s. The TV system is, by far, the worst system to ever release in a gacha game in the past decade. Now, I've only been playing gacha games for a couple years. However, I doubt that that's wrong because I just don't know who likes the TV system. Now, I have ranted enough. I don't really have too much proper anti-critique for it. I mean, why would it even be good? I genuinely, if TVs are good in any goddamn way, put it into the comments and tell me why you think TVs are good, because they suck. That's all we got. So, thanks for watching. that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Put your thoughts in the comments. I do want to have a discussion. Hopefully you guys like, dislike, hopefully you guys have opinions, you know? Don't sit on the fence. Just tell me whether you guys like it, dislike it, what your reasoning is, and yeah. Thanks for watching. Adios.